Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another double whammy. It is going to be AlphaStar playing a couple games of Starcraft 2. For match number 1 here, we have AlphaStar playing Protoss. And AlphaStar will be taking on a Grandmaster Zerg. So, AlphaStar taking on a good old GM Zerg, and then follow up a match after that. And yeah, so AlphaStar has done a pretty good job for the most part, basically, of playing versus any style that hasn't shown any super critical weakness, maybe besides the odd derp here and there, but it's like if you were to play against AlphaStar, there wouldn't necessarily be one build you'd pick or one strategy you'd play just to completely destroy the AI. Maybe play the late game or something like that. That's the only thought I have, the late game. We'll see. Hatchery on the way for the Grandmaster Zerg, so nothing cheesy. That has been eliminated so far, so we can eliminate the possibility of super duper cheese. Of course, it always is the humans that cheese, not AlphaStar. I would love to see AlphaStar some of the cheesy iterations, just some of the games that played against each other, and I hope one day we will get to see some more of that. And I will certainly cast it if that's the case. Now, seeing as how the clock is at 1 minute and 38 seconds in, let's try and hit 38 likes on this video before things start to get a little bit heated. And then, of course, if you do watch these AlphaStar videos on the regular or any of the other StarCraft 2 on this daily StarCraft 2 channel, consider subscribing. Enough of that, though, as this spawning pool is about to finish on up here for the Grandmaster Zerg. Couple queens probably going to be getting fired on up. Gas has been mined, but this Zerg is not in a rush to get speed, just the one drone in the gas. Not even just getting up to 100, then pretty much pulling all but one out. No, he's pulled, or he doesn't have that many drones in before he's at the 100 gas, which is notable. So we'll probably see, there it is, the quick third from the Zerg. All the while, AlphaStar going for an Alpha Stargate. And yeah, I mean, AlphaStar tends to usually open up Stargate in PvZ, I feel. I mean, Stargates in PvZ used to be incredibly common for a time. Like, it was arguable that Stargate was the only build you could open up with as Protoss. Now I'd say there's a little bit more variety for Protoss players. However, Stargates are still very common in the matchup. Speed on the way for the Zerg, still just the one drone working away mining the gas. All the while, Oracle on the way here for AlphaStar. Two Adepts going to shade on in for AlphaStar. We'll see if they're able to get anything. The Zerg seems to be doing a good job repelling them so far. One of the Adepts getting softened up, but both of them do shade into the main. However, one of the Adepts is about to go down. There is one Adept now in the main base. The Zerg player really anticipating that these Adepts coming on in. It looks like the Adept, I think, got one drone, then managed to get out. Just barely managed to get out. So one drone for one Adept. Not a bad trade at all. The Zerg cancels one of the spores. You may have seen the first one get built there right out the gate. That one was simply for the Oracle that's going to be coming this way. So AlphaStar getting the Adept harass in, going to be following it up with the Oracle, but the Zerg playing on point, basically just being like, yeah, there's going to be an Oracle coming. I can't get too distracted by these Adepts. Can't forget what I need to do. The two queens in position, going to repel the Oracle. One drone does get picked off. Unlucky for him. There was not enough room in Spore Crawlers for him. AlphaStar actually, almost getting another drone. Actually just going to right-click on that Spore. Does get the drone. So two drones, a bit of larva, forced a couple spores, not bad at all. The Zerg does, however, cancel that other spore at the last second. So AlphaStar just playing a pretty normal PvZ. Nothing too major has happened, however, we do take a look here. Adepts are going to be shading in towards the third base for AlphaStar. Going to start cooking up some of these drones, or I guess just killing them with their lethal frisbees. Oracle's going to come on in, but will be repelled pretty soon after Can't hang around by all those queens. The Adepts are going to actually cancel their shade and just hang around at the third base, just being a bit of a pain, trying to deny as much mining as they can. Going to get themselves another drone. Also going to have another shade getting off here pretty soon. So these Adepts, I mean, they're not getting a ton of damage, but their attack is being dragged out. Going to grab another couple of drones. That's one or two more. Yeah, as a matter of fact, getting a few drones. 10 drones for 4 Adepts, all in all, not a bad trade for the Protoss player. A lot of Lings were forced for the Zerg. Now, as long as AlphaStar can hold on here, but with 3 Oracles in the sky, AlphaStar should just be sitting pretty to repel the Zerg, and it looks like that is going to be the case. The Oracles repel those Lings. Now, a Spire is on the way for the Zerg, with a Roach Warren as well. AlphaStar could potentially be blindsided by this. As I say that, though, the Oracles are moving towards the main base where the Spire is. However, look at that. A recall goes down for AlphaStar. Got to pull back the Oracles to repel these Lings, which once again attacked the third base. So far, this is going pretty darn well for AlphaStar. If we take a look, the AI has got up a good number of Oracles. Still got the Pulsar Beams activated on those guys. Does deactivate it. And then, so AlphaStar in a pretty good spot. I mean, we take a look at the worker count. It's 45 drones to 62 probes. Just AlphaStar every single game seems to just know exactly what's going on. It just scouted the Spire, which is going to be going very, very well for AlphaStar. I mean, that was really the only thing the Zerg player had going for him, was the Spire tech. He's drastically down on workers. So we see AlphaStar throwing up a ton of cannons with 5 Oracles in the sky. These Oracles gonna cook up those Lings, gonna repel them. No Phoenix has been getting made by AlphaStar just yet, but a lot of cannons have been placed down to defend the third base. Even gonna be 3 cannons. There's one at the natural, there's another one. Yeah, just quite a few cannons for AlphaStar to repel potential Mutalisk. But look at this, it's actually a single Corruptor on the way here for the Zerg, which is interesting. Pretty sure that's because he's completely broke, as his economy has been very, very neglected. So the Zerg player is actually just straight up broke, can't afford to make too much of anything. A few more Corruptors are getting made, but look at this, the Oracles just fly on in over the hatchery, just going to be killing a lot of drones there. Of course, some of the Oracles do go down, but AlphaStar can afford to trade out Oracles, whereas this Zerg player can't really afford to lose drones. So I think we could just be watching like another bop from AlphaStar, which AlphaStar is just going to be basically bopping its opponent. I mean, this Zerg is in a very rough spot, trying to kind of middle of the road it, making just like a Roach, making a couple of Corruptors here and there, squeezing out a few drones, but nothing that's really saying, hey, I got a good chance in this game here, as AlphaStar is going to have Charge on the way, going to have just more gateway production getting up, quite a healthy army. Looks like 4 Mutas are on the way here for the Zerg player, so going to try and pull a bit of a change there by going for Corruptors, then into the Mutas to basically try and catch AlphaStar off guard, saying, right, I'm not actually going to make the Mutas, but here come the Mutas now. I don't know if the Mutas are going to matter in this game or not, because it looks like AlphaStar is simply going to move across the map and kill its opponent. The Mutas that have been made are not going to help with the defense at all. Supply is 42 to 60. However, the Zerg really doesn't have a lot to his name. The hatchery is under fire. That gets canceled by the Zerg. He fires up more Mutas. He's making a few Lings, but that is not going to be enough to hold on here. We are looking at what I'm pretty sure is one dead Zerg. More than Mutas are not going to help out at all. It's simply way too many Stalkers. The Queens, they don't put out enough damage. The Mutas are going to fall, and it looks like AlphaStar is just going to wreck this Zerg, and wreck this Zerg AlphaStar did. So that is match number 1. We will hop on into the next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into the next match. It's going to be a Diamond player trying to take on AlphaStar once again. Very cool decal, I must say, the Team Liquid Unicorn, I guess. I think that's what that is for the Diamond player. The decal remains, the name or the clan tag does not. AlphaStar, once again, going to be playing Protoss. I think for these matches, I'm going to be going for pretty much like... If I do like a couple of AlphaStar matches in one, it's probably going to be like 2 Protoss or 2 Zerg AlphaStar games or 2 Terran AlphaStar games. I think that would be a good theme to go for. For this one, we just have AlphaStar going for a normal gateway. Of course, at the last game, it was like peak AlphaStar. This one's going to be a bit of an earlier iteration because it's taken on a diamond player. I think we all know that the best AlphaStar iteration can stomp diamonds, masters, and even GMs alike. Simulator on the way here for AlphaStar. Just a standard single gateway opening. We have all seen AlphaStar go for the weird double gate against Terran sometimes. This AlphaStar won't do that. Now, I think the question really is for this game is anyone really going to be able to cheese AlphaStar out as we hop into these more sort of like, not earlier games, but not the super long games, as, like, AlphaStar is just really good in the mid game and doesn't seem to lose a lot in it. So I would honestly love to see someone who brings down AlphaStar more in the mid game. Like, it simply does not lose that much in the mid game. The later it goes, the worse chance I'd say AlphaStar has to win a game. Meanwhile, AlphaStar just going for a Cyber Core into Nexus. The Terran going for a Reaper and then a CC on the high ground. That's interesting. That's a bit odd. The choice for the Terran to go for a CC so defensively, like not even close to the natural. This could just be like a weird diamond woe or something like that. The fear of Protoss in the early game, like Chrono Boosted Adepts across the map, that's kind of understandable for the Terran. However, it does not instill confidence, this one, for me, ladies and gentlemen, as AlphaStar seems to just be like, I don't know, this Terran player is going to be scared. We'll see how well he's going to control his Reaper here. Just kind of running through the main base. Reaper stops to throw down a grenade. I think that may have actually been what got the Reaper killed. So that is a dead Reaper. The Twilight Council, I believe, was spotted by the Terran, so we should know what's coming his way. Twilight into Robo. Then just the one Adept crossing the map. But the Terran player just locked in his main base. He's going for a 1-1-1. I wonder if this could lead to like a potential push or something like that. He actually cancels the command center, morphing into the orbital, and floats it down to the low ground. So this is kind of showing how we should not have a ton of confidence for this Terran player. A Dark Shrine is on the way for AlphaStar, so that's kind of cool. AlphaStar going for DTs quite early on. I don't know if we've seen a lot of this from AlphaStar. Like, I'm trying to remember, there isn't any time that particularly like resonates with me when AlphaStar has gone for DTs, trying to use invisible units. We'll actually see how well it's going to use them, but for now, look at that. That Adept just runs into the main base of the Terran. Going to be getting surrounded by the SCVs, so good job there by the workers, giving the citizens a rest to that Adept. So I do like to see that. All the while, the Terran player is going to be making a Banshee. I was wondering if it would be a Raven. So we're actually going to be looking at cloaked units against cloaked units. However, the DT should be earlier for AlphaStar than the Diamond players. Diamond player also making a Siege Tank. If he makes a Raven behind this at some point, that would be great. But for now, I mean, we take a look. AlphaStar's worker production is just nuts. 27 SCVs to 40 darn probes already. AlphaStar is just a macro machine, so it doesn't even really matter that it's committing to these DTs so early on, as it just, like, it's just so good at macroing. Like, it goes for these harass builds while macroing up perfectly behind it. It's nuts how good this AI is. Soon there's going to be DTs heading towards the Terran's base. We'll see if he's got a scan. He's fired up another Banshee. All the while, the Terran player should actually have his own Banshee out, and he does back at his main base, but Rutro, here comes the DTs. AlphaStar is going to be in the natural of the Terran player, just starting to kill off these mules. A scan goes down. The DTs actually don't get microed very well by AlphaStar, so they do go down. Looks like AlphaStar is going to be warping in yet another DT. Is there another scan? Looks like there is. So that will be helpful. AlphaStar does save the one DT, though. Very well done. And this is actually going to spell trouble for the Terran player, because if this DT gets unloaded in the main base, there is actually no scans here for the Terran. SCVs are going to have to run away from the DT. AlphaStar already used up 2 of the scans, but the DT actually just lifts up and runs away in that prism. I think AlphaStar I think it's using DTs basically just off past human behavior, probably, since this is an early iteration, and if I had to assume. And it's basically just doesn't really understand that the Terran player has no hope for detection at this minute. So the DT just gonna unload. We'll see if it just gets picked up here by AlphaStar. For now, though, it's just doing a good job. The Terran player is horribly, horribly supply blocked. There's no Raven on the wall. There's no Raven because the Terran is supply blocked. Yeah, the DT slicing away on that depot. This DT doesn't go down. No, it's getting away just fine. And oh man, I'm not having a lot of hope here for the Terran player. The Banshees are actually getting some harassment done, but they are not being microed properly. AlphaStar is also making an observer, so AlphaStar will lose a fair few probes to this harassment. So that's not bad at all for the Terran, getting some counter cloak unit damage done, actually killing off a good number of workers, dare I say. Doing a pretty good job with the Banshees. They're now going to head towards the natural. Can probably focus down some probes. Going to get 2 more probes, head back towards the 3rd base, get some good damage done. So I think this is the most damage I've ever seen AlphaStar take from a Banshee. Blink isn't done, however, one of the Banshees does get picked off. Meanwhile, there's a shield battery going up in some of the bases here in order to help defend versus potential future Banshee harassment. There's a ton of Marines in the main base. The Terran player is actually just going to go for a big old all-in, I feel. Like, yeah, the Terran players just go, okay, here we go. Pull the boys, Terran. Just do it. He's got a Raven. He's got some tanks, some Marines. He's still supply blocked, which isn't great for him. And yeah, he's just pulling the boys. All 32 of them are coming across the map right now for this Terran player. And he's going to do it. It's the Hail Mary. It's the big-time play. All the SCVs, all the tanks are going to cross the map, and maybe, just maybe, this will catch AlphaStar off guard. I mean, AlphaStar isn't in a good position for this, so the SCVs are kind of just rolling on in. The tanks should siege pretty soon, and they do, and all of a sudden, AlphaStar is kind of cut off from its main base. The concern I have, though, is that the Terran is just not going to actually kill AlphaStar quick enough, and the AI will just bounce back in a sense, but no, I mean, all these boys here, we'll see if AlphaStar gets baited into a fight right now. Marines, tanks working away at the natural base, so the mining has been disrupted there. There's the Raven out, which will allow this DT to be seen. The siege tanks, the natural base still being worked on. AlphaStar actually recalls its probes from its natural to its main base. But look at this, the Terran is actually just running up into AlphaStar's main base. Check this out. I mean, back at his main base, he's being attacked by DTs working away on his main command center. The tanks aren't sieging at the minute. SCVs are fighting the 1 DT. I feel like the Terran is really dilly-dallying a bit too much how he goes about this. AlphaStar is supply blocked, floating a ton of minerals, not producing too much more. So if these tanks siege up in the main base, that would be nice for the Terran. The natural is gone. I'm pretty sure the main base is surefire gone. All the while, the main command center has gone down, so this 1 CC is just going to float on over somewhere. All the while, the rest of the buildings for the Terran player are going to move across the map. If this was a normal ladder game, I'd say kill the Raven, then you pretty much got the game, AlphaStar, with the DTs. However, it doesn't have any DTs. It still has 3 DTs, but it doesn't. I don't think it'll understand the concept of kill the Raven to counteract the detection. AlphaStar is simply just expanding everywhere, though. It's just expanding north. It says, right, the south ain't great, so we're gonna move to the north. This Terran player right now has got to, like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna kill AlphaStar quick enough, because this AI is just gonna expand and expand. The 1 command center that the Diamond player has is just moving across the map. So this was a very odd situation here. I mean, yeah, very, very odd indeed. The command center, or a new command center, is going to be getting built at the natural of AlphaStar. A couple of pylons still there, by the way. The Diamond player, though, still just charging about, going to start killing off the probes of AlphaStar at the natural base. I mean, maybe this is going to work out for the Terran. The probes are being chased to the north. There's 1 further base for AlphaStar to go to. However, yet another one of these Nexus is going to die. This 1 command center has been found by the Diamond player, so the Diamond player is probably going to want to try and do something about that. Instead, he just lands it. You probably want to keep floating that away. A tank is set up. This Nexus is going to go down as the SCVs continue their work. So this is a very wonky situation. Cue the Benny Hill theme. The SCVs, the Marines, the tanks are still out on the map. The Terran player is down on supply, but I mean, he's about to kill off actually AlphaStar's final Nexus. Does AlphaStar have any probes left? AlphaStar only has 4 probes. Oh my gosh. I think AlphaStar is actually going to lose its Nexus, and with losing its Nexus, that could potentially be lights out here for the AI. I mean, what other structures does it have? Okay, it's making an arc on there. What does it have building-wise? AlphaStar is going to be getting revealed. It does have a pylon there. Pylons at the natural. This one other command center that the Terran player snuck up is going to go down, which is quite painful because this other one is burning here. So the clock is really ticking for both players. The Terran player is going to try and move up this ramp, but I don't think that he can. He's going to siege the tanks up. An anti-armor missile goes down, but so does the Raven. AlphaStar does in fact snipe the Raven. There's 1 DT in the top left, but it's not being utilized by AlphaStar. However, there's only 2 pylons. There's a pylon in the main base. There is 2 pylons at the natural. The Terran player just needs to kill these. That's all he needs to do. He could just kill these buildings and he'd win the game. That's all you got to do, man. Kill the pylons. Kill the pylons. I think AlphaStar might actually get eliminated here in this wonky tonky base trade. The Terran player is going to try and float the orbital command over. I'm pretty sure that is going to be done for as it flies over the army. But all that matters is that this 1 pylon gets destroyed. There's no more probes for AlphaStar. This is going to be it. The Diamond player who beat AlphaStar. GG. AlphaStar loses in this odd base trade. The Diamond hero wins the game. What a god, as he won in such a wonky base trade. I mean, oh boy, that was something, but AlphaStar does not know how to base trade. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, make sure to press that like button. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Join the Discord, as that's a fun place. You can submit your viewer replays there. And then, of course, if you are wanting to support the channel, there is the memberships program there. There's like a few perks or whatever you can get your games casted by me. Get coached, things like that. I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez.